was for you.
I think the whistles were for me.
Yeah.
So great to have you back on the show. Thank you so much for coming on. Bridget Jones, back on the big screen. It's out this Friday. I've seen it. I loved it, and I'm almost embarrassed to say I cried a little bit at the end.
Oh, that's really good news.
Yeah, it's good news. 12 years since the last one. So where is Bridget in her life?
Well, she's a little bit older. And she's moved on in her life a little bit, probably less naive, more professionally accomplished, but still hopelessly romantic, which I'm so glad about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what we love about her in a way, of course.
Yeah, I think so.
Did you have to relearn being Bridget? Did you to get back into playing her? Because the accent, everyone was so amazed when you first played her that you nailed the accent so brilliantly. So to get back into it, was there a new learning curve, or did it come back to you very easily?
Well, I have a lot of help. I have Elena and lovely Barbara Berkery, who's very intimidating. She's very stern, and she sits close by waiting for me to mess up. So, yeah, I'm scared into it, really.
And she's a vocal coach or just a nasty piece of work? Patrick, were you a fan of the films beforehand? Were you excited when you got the call to join in?
I was indeed, yes.
Would you like to...
No, I was happy. It was nice to
That's
get
the worst answer anyone's ever given me. And I've had some bad answers, Patrick.
Thanks for your honesty. I appreciate that. I feel very welcome.
Yeah,
no,
good.
I had a great time.
Without giving anything too much away, you are a new man on the scene in Bridget's
Indeed,
life.
yes.
OK, you play, is it Jack Quant?
Jack, yes,
Okay.
Jack Quant.
And what's he doing in the film? What's he living?
He developed a dating app. He learned how to quantify getting people together to find happy ever after love.
Were you pleased not to be having to play an English character? Could you do an English character?
I was still getting notes from your dialect coach on my American accent, so I think it'd be a bit of a reach to do an English accent for me right now.
Have you played
I
in
was
it?
relieved, yes, to answer your question.
But filming over here, you must have picked up a bit of our language.
Well, you have to be careful not to be that American who suddenly starts talking like an Englishman. So I was conscious of that. And every time I'd be around Colin, I'm like, ooh, pull it back a little bit. I just want to be very, yes, you know, very proper.
Because Colin is the very definition of an Englishman with a stick up his arse. So you have
Well, yeah, I would
In
say
the movie.
quintessential Englishman,
Yeah.
yes.
But he's wonderful, of course. Bridget Jones, baby, on the big screen, where it belongs. OK, there's a great cameo in the film from Ed Sheeran. We saw him briefly in the clip there. How was it working with Ed? Was it fun to film with Ed?
Oh, he's a great guy. Really, really sweet. Really, really nice guy.
And he's pretty good. I think he kind of acts pretty well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he did a good job.
Yeah.
I think this was the first thing that he had done. He's a natural.
But when you're starting out in the industry, I guess it must be nerve-wracking when you're working with established names. Did the two of you find that when you were your first jobs, when you were working with people who'd been doing it longer?
Oh, sure, yeah.
I've seen you in some very early work, Patrick, and you had an extraordinary amount of confidence.
Naivete, yes. Ignorance is bliss.
Well, no, I mean, if you don't mind, with your permission, I'm going to show an early clip. I don't know whether this was
I cannot wait to see what you
whether this was you
discovered.
I think you're going to enjoy this.
I'm sorry, what year was this?
1984.
I don't remember that far back, unfortunately.
How old were you in 84?
I don't remember.
Here we go.
Quite young.
This is... because your voice
I'm
is...
sure the fashion was great.
Oh. Who knew? I didn't know men wore off-the-shoulder tops.
Oh, I cannot wait to see this.
This is Patrick back in 1984.
Thank you. Yeah. I almost wore that top tonight. I still have it.
I wish you had. So what was going on there?
Yeah. I'm not quite sure what was going on there, but it's good. I think I was auditioning for a commercial. It was like Sony cassette, I think is what it was. And I actually booked the job.
Wow.
Yeah, so I think it was the outfit, certainly.
How could you not?
In the dance moves.
Come on.
You still got those moves?
I still have the top, yes. The moves I don't have. I lost those many years ago.
Renee, let me ask you something. What I found fascinating in your career was that 6 years ago you walked away after My Own Love Song and you decided not to work in film for a while. And that's a very unusual thing for someone to do who's at the height of their professional powers and their careers. So what was it that prompted you? What led to that decision?
There's just a lot of things that you can't really make time for when you're in the cycle of making films, because if you're not preparing for one, then you're promoting the other, and while you're filming, you could be, you know, getting ready to start what comes next. And I had to kind of just commit to breaking that cycle for a little bit so that I could grow as a person. I was boring myself, you know?
Wow. Good for you. Yeah, what a brave decision.
I don't know.
And could you find any degree of anonymity again? Were you able to sort of travel around and enjoy those things without it being day, it's when he's older.
Yeah, actually. You know, when you go away and you're out of people's consciousness, they stop noticing you. It's fantastic. You order your coffee and you just get a coffee and you leave. you know. Yeah, it's really nice because I meet people authentically. We have authentic conversations on the street, and I enjoy that. That's something that I had missed.
Yeah. If I had that much time off, I imagine it would result in some, you know, developing of skills and crafts, and probably quite a lot of heavy drinking. That would be my fear. Have you? I mean, I guess as an actor anyway, you have a certain amount of time off sometimes anyway, don't you, Patrick? I'm not meaning to imply that you've been unemployed.
Heavy drinking,
but,
my time off.
Yeah.
No, I haven't been heavy drinking.
No.
Recently, no. I'm just sort of coming off a long-term experience sort of with, a show, and it's been nice to sort of step back and enjoy things a little bit more, take the time.
You're talking about Grey's Anatomy, I guess.
Yes.
How many years were you on that show for?
I think it was 11, 12
Wow.
seasons, over 250 some odd episodes. It was a very long run, and it continues to thrive. So.
Patrick, do you ever get used to that response? When a picture came up of you there, a lot of people went, oh, yeah.
It's better than the other one I just witnessed, yeah.
And when you left the series, was that a decision you made and you went to them with, or was it something which they already had in mind for the character?
Yes, I was racing in the World Endurance Championship. Wow. I raced with Porsche.
Wow.
The races are usually 6 hours long. We race at Le Mans and around the world. So I had an opportunity to focus full-time on that, and to get that opportunity was something I didn't want to pass on.
And how's your wife with you racing like that? 'Cause it's a pretty dangerous sport. It must be something which she has some reservation about.
Yeah, she was less than thrilled, certainly, yes. There was a lot of travel, so it took too much time.
Renee's fascinated by my finger, ladies and gentlemen, which is not a sentence I thought I'd be saying on this show. But in a very manly... I injured it on a deck chair last weekend, so... if this was Patrick's finger, you'd be going, wow! So a day off for you, though, Renee, what would you do? We know what he's going to do. He's going to ditch the wife and kids and go off with his pals and break the law on the high road. But you, what would you like to do?
Oh, gosh.
Do you do any crafts? Do you knit? Or have you whittled a spoon ever? Do you weld? Have you ever grouted tiles?
Yes, I'm working on my house at the moment, so I'd probably go run up and do that. Probably, yeah. I love it.
And are you what we would call handy around the home?
I think so, yeah. I can't knit, but yeah, I could build a septic system if you needed me to.
That's useful, actually, more than knitting.
That's more fun.
Yeah, I think.
But not as nice to wear. You've already noticed the remarkable aphrodisiac effect you have on people.
Right.
Patrick.
Okay.
And we have some tweets that have been going out since Grey's Anatomy's been showing over here.
Yes.
And I thought I would read a few out.
Oh, I can't wait to hear
that's
them.
OK. But then I realised I don't really have the voice to do them dramatic justice.
Right.
And I thought, well, we have John Malkovich.
Oh, yeah, wonderful.
One of the finest actors of our
Yes, he is one of the finest
And I
actors.
wonder whether John would mind reading out some of the...
Here he is. Oh, wow. This is wonderful.
Grey's Anatomy is now on Netflix. I would do things to Patrick Dempsey that are probably illegal in some countries.
Wow.
It's great to know.
I had a dream that I almost had sex with Patrick Dempsey, and I've honestly never woken up more disappointed in my life.
Well, you're not responsible for that. That's a dream.
Thank God it was a dream.
God bless Patrick Dempsey's parents for having sex and creating him. God fucking bless. I can't believe I had a sex dream about Patrick Dempsey. I'm so horny. I just want to lick Patrick Dempsey's teeth. Can you get me Patrick Dempsey so I can sit on his face?
Wow. OK. I think that's good.
That was a stirring performance, John. Thank you very much.
Thank you. John Malkovich, ladies and gentlemen, for showing us how it should be done.
Wow, yeah.